50,000 people live here, thousands more Google it every month, and almost nobody making content about it actually lives here. I'm Jared West, Realtor here in Columbus, Central Ohio. And I don't just sell homes in Licking County. I'm raising my family here in it. So instead of a generic relocation checklist, you're getting the version I'd give to a friend. Newark is the county seat of Licking County, about 30 minutes east of downtown Columbus. It's the 17th or 18th largest city in Ohio, bigger than most people assume, and growing, not shrinking. It's also older than most people realize. This is the site of the Newark earthworks, the largest set of geometric earthworks built by the Hopewell culture 2,000 years ago. And as of January 2025, the Great Circle and Octagon earthworks were officially designated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. That's a global designation sitting inside city limits. And yes, it's also home to the world's largest basket, the old Longaberger headquarters. People laugh at it. I think it's a good sign. A town that had one of the most recognizable corporate headquarters in the country and still built its identity on more than just that. Here's where it gets interesting, the actual numbers. Let's put a real number on it instead of just saying affordable. Right now, the median sale price in Newark is running around $257,000 based on the last 3 months of closing. And that's still below the Ohio state median. But here's the part that matters more. Newark home values are appreciating faster than the state average right now, running over 10% year over year. That's not just a cheap market, that's a cheap market with momentum, below average price, above average growth. That combination is exactly what a strategic buyer looks for, and it's exactly what nobody covers when they talk about Newark. Neighborhood level pricing, not just citywide. And that number changes depending on where in Newark you're looking. Northeast Newark is running closer to $245,000 median, up 12% in the last year. And that's some of the more established in-demand pockets. Other parts of the city are running well under the city median. And this is exactly why Newark home prices as one number is misleading. You need to tell someone who can tell you which street is appreciating and which ones aren't before you write an offer. Now, let me get personal for a second, because this is the part nobody making a relocation guide content actually knows, because they don't live here. My family are members of the Buckeye Valley YMCA in Pataskala, an affiliate branch of Newark. And we're there constantly. In the summer, we're at that pool more than we're at home some weeks. Hollander Pool is actually Newark's only public pool, and the Y runs it. And when my kids want to burn energy on a Saturday, we're at Altitude Trampoline Park right next door in Heath. It's 5 minutes from downtown Newark. And it becomes a real go-to for families in this county. And I know families personally from New Albany and Granville who also bring their children there. Quick lifestyle notes, a few other things that don't show up in a listing description. Downtown Newark's historic square has real character. Courthouse, local restaurants, not a strip mall. And the Longaberger Homestead site is still being redeveloped. You've got Dawes Auditorium, a few minutes south if you want green space, and Buckeye Lake isn't far if you want water. It's not Dublin's polish, it's a real town with real texture, which is exactly what some buyers are actively looking for and can't find anymore in the more built out suburbs. That's the stuff that doesn't show up in a Zillow relocation guide. That's the stuff that actually tells you if a place is livable. But I said honest, so here's the part I'm not going to skip. Newark has pockets that are genuinely rough. Parts of the East End have real crime and blight issues. That's public record, and it's known locally. The housing stock in some of those older neighborhoods are aging and needs work. And if you're picturing a polished, uniform, every block looks the same suburb, that's not Newark. That's Powell, that's New Albany. Newark is a real working county seat with a real range. Some blocks are genuinely beautiful and historic, and some blocks you'd want to know before you buy. And here's the part relocation buyers actually care about. Newark sits about 30 minutes from downtown Columbus, but the more important number right now is how close it sits to the Intel corridor. Licking County is ground zero for one of the largest economic development projects in Ohio history. Fab construction is running into the early 2030s, which means this isn't a short-term bump. It's a decade-long growth window. Buyers moving here for intel-related work, or buyers who just want to be positioned ahead of that growth, are looking at Newark as one of the more affordable entry points into that corridor before prices catch up with it. And that's not hype. That's just where the jobs, the construction, and the migration are pointing right now. So, who is Newark actually good for? If you're a young family or a first-time buyer who needs Columbus Metro access without Columbus Metro pricing, Newark deserves a serious look. Below average price, above average appreciation is a hard combination to find right now. And if you work at one of the industrial employers here, or at OSU Newark or COTC, you'd be crazy to commute past it. And if you're a sports family like mine, this county takes it serious. Newark Catholics built one of the most decorated football programs in Ohio history. And Licking Valley just had the best season the program has had in years. 2 real programs, 2 different paths for your kids, private versus public, tuition versus district lines. That's its own decision, and I break it down in a separate video because it deserves more than a sentence here. Who is Newark not for? If privacy, top-tier school rankings, or new construction luxury are your top priority, I'd point you to Granville, New Albany, or Dublin instead. And I'll tell you that straight because that's my job. So that's the honest version of Newark, not the sanitized one, not the doom and gloom one. I go deeper on specific Newark neighborhoods, schools, and the football breakdown every week on YouTube at Living in Columbus OH. Before you make a move out here, start there. And if you're seriously considering Licking County, whether it's intel related, a move up, or just chasing better value, I put together a free Newark and Licking County relocation guide with neighborhood pricing, school breakdowns, and what I'm seeing on the ground right now. Links in the description. Grab it before you start touring homes, not after. And those who want to make a smart decision, they go to Jared.